So I'm about to go and watch Zootopia. I'm offering this just as an introduction to this video. I am applying to be on a less than famous panel at this year's VidCon, which is for very small YouTubers to talk about the state of the industry and what it's like to be someone who isn't lousy with people who want to watch them. So enjoy that. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are down in the comments, but let's go straight into that application video. Consider this my application for the Less Than Famous panel at VidCon 2016. What does success on YouTube mean to you? Well, in a word, autonomy. In 3 words, lots of autonomy. YouTube is very different than television because there's no real censor online besides what you yourself are comfortable putting out there. And for me, success isn't really getting super famous and getting a television show or a movie deal. That would be fantastic, but that's not my driving force. Success to me is building a community around, I guess, like-minded people, which I realize sounds like a cult when I say that out loud. But the creators that I love the most have seemingly cultivated these really interesting discussions in their comment sections, or have been able to push outside of the internet and enact real change. And that's really what success means to me, is being able to get to a place where I could take this very small chunk of the online video pie and grow it into something that can act real change. The ability to make the world a better place than how we found it. How do you stick out in a sea of so many creators? I wish I knew. I really wish I knew. I don't know how to stand out in a sea of all of the incredible talent that is on this website. You know, there's this idea that's been perpetuated for a great many years that all you need to do is you need to grab a camera and, you know, upload to YouTube and you can be the next star. And I'm not entirely convinced anymore that all you need is a laptop camera and bad lighting to make it on YouTube anymore. But again, I think it comes to your voice, or what makes you unique, or what your interests actually are, so that you can carve out that little place on the internet. I am friends with a great many awesome creators on this site. Casey Conundrum, or Mitten Sony, or the Playgrounders. They're carving out these really unique and interesting videos and communities and really trying to push the medium forward rather than making it feel static. Or maybe I can just upload a React video. It's 3D! What are some of the privileges of being a smaller creator? What I just did. I think the biggest privilege is the ability to fail. When you're not worrying about sponsorships, advertisers, revenue, losing thousands of subscribers, which are kind of all intertwined, when you're not worrying about that, it does allow for a certain amount of experimentation that you're not really allowed to do when you hit it big. I've noticed that when you reach a certain level in YouTube, that you start to become almost vanilla in your output, where all your videos essentially become exactly the same. I mean, don't get me wrong, some of the top 100 subscribed YouTubers are doing very fascinating work, but a lot of them are just, they know what's gonna sell to their audience. And that's incredibly great as far as a business goes, but not maybe so important when it comes to art. And I know those are 2 very different conversations to be having, but as a smaller YouTuber, those things don't really cross my mind. If I want to make a short film next week, I'm going to. If I want to go and do a documentary about saying nice things to my friends, I'm going to go and do that. If I'm going to try and do like a stand-up comedy set and just upload that, I'm going to do that too. None of those really interrelate to one another. I'm not thinking about my brand necessarily, but it's something that I like and that I'm passionate about, and hopefully that bleeds from the camera so that you can see that on the other end. Those are my answers to some of the questions that were posed for the application of the Less Than Famous panel at this year's VidCon. I really hope I get picked. It is one of my favorite panels to go to every year, so even if I'm not, I'm definitely going to be there to see what everyone else's answers are. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Kyle. I upload videos every Thursday. Every week I also sorta co-host a podcast called Whatever This Is. A link to that and all of my social media is down in the description below. What do you think about small YouTube? Let me know down in the comments, a place where you'll never be forgotten and I'll always be your biggest fan.